Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cat and Booze Sunday night show. It's was there
That's
one
still
last
running.
weekend?
It's still
There
running.
weren't.
Oh no.
No,
There weren't one last weekend,
no,
was there?
no.
Yeah, sorry. We've got a different platform tonight because StreamYard's fucking around. So we're going to see how this goes. And Micky can't control the comments tonight, and I'm too lazy, and I'm the only one that can control them. So I've set them up to scroll through. I'm hoping that they do.
Be careful what you put in the comments, people.
No, don't worry about it. Say what you want. As long as it's about Gary and Micky, I don't care.
Don't say that to them. Don't say that to them.
Yeah, they're all right. We can trust our viewers, can't we?
Yeah, of course we can. We can trust the Spanish in there, can't we?
Yeah. But yeah, that's all right. That works quite well, just scrolling through like that.
It does. It's just that sometimes when people are falling out and talking to each other in the chat, you know what I mean? Have you got people banned on this one, or can anyone come in?
No, this is subscribe. I do it every time we go live now. So subscribe. You got to be a subscriber for a day to come in.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all it is. Jay, I did see your message. Unfortunately, you can't come in tonight. It's taken me 15 minutes to set this layout up because StreamYard is dead. So it's 3 people or nothing. In fact, if one of us drops off, you're going to have to make do with a blank screen on the other side for a few hours because that's just the way it is. It's all right. It looks all right. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is retro. Gary, how are you?
I'm all right. I've had a very relaxing, easy-going weekend.
Yeah? No wardrobe building, nothing like that?
No, I did. What I did today was just finish everything off. So tomorrow the clothes move back in.
You haven't put the clothes back in yet?
No, but we've been sleeping in the room because it's a massive bed, right? It's fucking, it's amazing. My feet don't reach the end. First time I've ever had a bed where my feet don't reach the end. Amazing.
Oh, imagine me in that.
Oh,
mate,
yeah.
I know.
Good luck.
I live with a castle.
Oh, how are you, Mick?
Yeah, Kushti. Just sort of again had a relaxing day. I've been packing though, because I'm going away next week. Tomorrow.
Of course, you're going Centre Parks, aren't you?
Yeah, Centre Park. We've just been packing, getting stuff ready, and all sort of ready now.
Love Centre Parks. I ain't been there for years.
I do as well.
I've never been. It's been my first time
really
going,
good,
so I'm looking forward.
It's really good.
Been there a few times. It's good. Really good week.
Last time we went in the off season. Jill was pregnant, and we got one of their big fucking VIP things because we got it literally last minute. This thing would normally have cost about $2,000, but we got it for about 500 quid. That's
wow.
literally what we got it for. Mate, it had a fucking games room, sauna, steam room. It had everything you can imagine. You know, we was rattling about in there because there was all like spare bedrooms in there. I don't quite know. They must have made a mistake on the booking, but it's so impressive and really good, mate. Are you going for a week?
Yeah, Monday to Friday. So looking forward to it. Like I said, never been there. I'm looking forward to going on the rapids and all that stuff. To be honest,
that'd be good, mate. That'd be good.
Yeah, you have to drop the car off at the door, Mickey, and then basically everyone gets on a bike.
That is what happens.
That's it. That's how it works.
Oh, I hope they got one with stabilisers.
I was just going to say it. I was just going to say that.
No, they do. They got one with stabilisers. What I had to do last time we went, because Adam, little chunk, who's now 6'2", and he's a big boy. He was quite a big baby, wasn't he, Nick? He was quite a heavy
he's
baby.
He's always been 6'2".
He was about 3, and my God, I had to tow him on a trailer behind, and he was loving it. He just wore me out.
No, good though. You never run out of things to do in them places. They are good. No,
you don't.
What about yourself, though, Nick? We said about us. How about you?
Me, I'm all right. I've been in recovery this weekend, haven't I? Because obviously I was very good last week. So Monday to Friday, I set my new routine. Getting up at 5, doing some exercise, coming on screen and talking to you lovely lot at 6:30, which I've done very well. I think Gary's very similar to me in the mornings. We don't do mornings, do we?
No, I'm terrible.
So I was very conscious of that. You know, I can talk now. I can't talk in the mornings normally. You know, I can't. So I knew if I'm going to do a morning show, I've got to fucking get up early. I've got to wake up. So that's what I did. I did it really well. And then at work, not complaining, but look, we've got a very important client, and there was an evening booked on the Friday night. You know, and you know, in true Nick style, if I'm going to fuck up, I fuck up properly. So I made the most of it. It was bad. So I rolled in the early hours, struggling on the weekend, full of self-loathing. Oh, super chat. Thank you very much, Stevie Bell. Thank you
Cheers,
very
Steve.
much. Yeah, full of fucking self-loathing because I was just annoyed because I've done so well up until Thursday. But yeah. So no, I've been fine. I've been watching. I think I'm going to tell everyone else. As you're all watching YouTube, if you've all got kids or teenage sons, I'm sure they will have told you about the Sidemen. Have you heard of the Sidemen?
No,
you haven't. Do you know KSI, the guy that boxes?
Oh yeah.
He's one of the Sidemen. They're like mates that live the dream. They're just friends that fuck around, and they've always been on YouTube, and they've made loads of money doing it, and it's good.
Yeah.
And what they've done is they've created a spin-off. It's right up your street, Gary, because you love reality TV. They've created a spin-off of Big Brother. That's what they've done. So it's a week in a house. They've got 10 contestants in there, and they've put £1 million in the pot. And they've obviously got all of these. They've got some influencers. They've got a woman off of The Only Way is Chelsea or something like that. They're all good.
Was it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. It's brilliant, right? It's really, really good. And the thing is, what they do is you get the bare essentials when you're in there. So you get like rice and beans for dinner, and you get stuff like that. And you've got to do challenges every day. And if you don't get the challenges right, then money comes off the total. But the thing that's fucking hilarious is you've got a shop in there. So they've got complete idiots in there, right? So there's £1 million pot that they're all competing for. And you can go in there and pay like $6,000 for a can of Fanta and stuff like that. This guy Costello had a Chinese for $30,000 because he was so hungry, and it's all coming off. And I think the last time I watched it, there was £1 million. They were only about 5 days in. They're down to about $250,000 already. They're just churning through it. And the guy that does is Costello. He's a rapper. I found him a little bit annoying initially, but I actually quite like him now because he says bad men ting, and he don't say bruv, he says brev, and he says
Brev.
Can I have a Fanta, please, Brev? That's what he says. $6,000 every time. I'll have a $30,000 Chinese, please, Brev. It's so funny, honestly. You got to watch it. No, it's good. It's good. So anyone who's at a loose end, give it a watch if you like that sort of thing. It's good. It's good.
What's it called then? The channel?
Inside. No, it's the Sidemen. So if you YouTube Sidemen, it's all over it. It's called Inside Out or something. I think it's called. It's really good. Really good. Right. Gary loves a bit of that, didn't you?
Go and watch a bit of that.
I love all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, start Brev. Watch.
Anyway, look, it's 13 minutes we've been talking. We haven't even spoken about West Ham yet. Luis Guilherme. How are we going to say his name?
Well, I thought it was Guilherme. That's the way it's spelt right. You would have thought, but apparently it's Guilherme.
It's Guilherme.
Yeah.
Guilherme.
Let's call him Guilherme.
Guilherme. Yeah, Guilherme will do.
We call Paqueta, don't we? It don't matter.
Yeah, we say what we want. We do what we want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We do what we want. And the thing is with Guilherme, as we know, this has been a bit of a roller coaster. You know, Tim Stein, he almost got sacked, you know, a week or so ago because this deal hadn't gone over the line, and you know everyone was coming out and throwing loads of shit at him. But no, he's literally flying over as we speak, and he'll be in London tomorrow to do his medical. Now, I do think that I was right in what I said. I wasn't right. I'm going to hold my hands up. So do you remember I said on the morning show the contract can't be binding until that's bollocks. Apparently, you
just
can
don't
sign
take effect.
No. But apparently, you can sign someone. You can buy someone if you want to. But what you can't do is you can't register them with the FA. So you're taking a bit of a risk apparently, because I'm assuming the FA have to do checks on overseas players and stuff like that. But you can buy a player, you can sign him, so he's yours. So contractually, you can do it.
Right. Okay. So that's really good then. That's really good. So because I thought that when they said they were exchanging
one Fanta light, please, Brev. It's so fuck. That's it. Yeah, and an assistant token too, please, Brev. It's so good. It's so good.
He's on it, isn't he?
It's so good. Yeah. Go on, Gal. Sorry.
I've fucking lost my track now. What was I talking about?
I don't know. I've got.
But anyway, he looks like. To be fair, Guilherme looks like a. I thought when they said that they were exchanging contracts, it sounded like a house. And I thought, you know, because you remember that story of Barry Fry and Harry Redknapp, where Harry Redknapp had the player's registration form. Yeah. So that must be what it is. They get their mitts on the registration form, but they can't submit it until they. That's the only way that when they spoke about exchanging papers, that's what I thought it was all about. So I might have been right then.
Because this player
Yeah.
I think now, especially since Brexit, it's much easier to sign overseas players. It actually is.
Yeah.
So in that sense, they haven't got to worry so much in terms of work permits and things like that. It's because there is always a risk, or there always was when you was buying players from the South American leagues. They had to have like so many bloody international caps and stuff like that. So it's not the case anymore. So I'm assuming that they would at least. I'm assuming that they will at least do their due diligence. You know, I'm sure there's things they can check. You know, preliminary things that they can check to make sure a player is going to get signed off. But this, but talking about this Luis Guilherme, all right. So I did make a prediction on Twitter earlier on because all I'm seeing at the moment, is he's too young. We need experience. He's too.
Got to be 21, haven't you?
The average age of our squad's about 80. It's fucking old. It is. And it's going to be old for about another 2 or 3 windows. It's going to take that long to fix this. It won't happen overnight. We do need to go out and get younger players. He ain't going to go out and buy all 18-year-olds. He's not going to go out and buy all of them. If you look at the other player, the one that's really the one that's really impressive is or ambitious is the one that he's going for, the Girona midfielder, Alex Garcia.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
he's 20. He's
really
26. He's 26.
Yeah, Leverkusen won him as well, and Girona have just qualified for the Champions League, right? So he played for Man City briefly, but he didn't do very well. He's age 26 now. He's started to sort of peak. Jota on the wing is also being considered. He's on holiday, and he said West Ham is the only place for him to go. So you could get more use out of that Jota on the wing song, which is good.
Absolutely, that would be
maybe
good.
A psychic,
that would be good.
Maybe a psychic, right?
You know.
We're there's a load of people. Jacob Greaves, Hull City centre half, left-sided. Yeah, we've seen that. Yep. Braga striker Simon Banza, 27 years old, Congolese, 21 in 28 games this season. Max Kilman, obviously.
Did you say the 20-year-old?
It is 28 in August. That one.
There's one that we've been linked with. Who's
There is, and he is called. I've got it up here. Samu Omaridian. He's a striker from Alaves.
He's on loan, I think, from Atletico Madrid, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah. So no, look, he's a good player, but there's lots of them. I mean, in terms of striker, we're looking at Yusuf En-Nesyri. Yeah, but Yusuf En-Nesyri is always going to be banded around. Look, I wouldn't be upset if we brought him in now. But when I look at some of the players that we are linked with, I haven't given you an update, Gary. I can't say anything now on this one, but I'm hoping in a few days I'll let you know some of the players that I've been told that we are linked with at the moment, but I've been sworn to secrecy. Yeah. There's nothing to say at the moment. We're not signing anyone. But what I'm saying is the players that I've been told, they're players that we're going after. But yeah, they don't want to run through yet.
Let me run through a list of the ones that are out in the open. I won't go into details on any of them, right? Yeah. Wes Fodringham's about to sign, obviously, backup keeper. Samu Omaridian. Guilherme, obviously. Bradley Locko from Brest. We were linked with him last summer, if you remember. Girona Alex Garcia.
Pew, pew, pew.
Carlos Miguel from Corinthians, goalkeeper. Apparently, if we get Fodringham, we're surely not going to go for him. Jota on the wing. Jake O'Brien, defender from Lyon. En-Nesyri, Man United are looking at him as well. Maxime Esteve from Burnley. Interesting one. Left side is centre back, French under 23 international, 22 years old, on loan from Montpellier.
Another one from Mark.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, Mark. This guy here, right? He only joined Burnley February the 1st this year, and he's played 94% of games, right? So he's got 18 or 16 games in the Premier League already. Max Kilman.
But the thing is, you could list that we're linked. We're linked with the running order at the moment is we're linked with 88 players, Gary. We ain't signing 88.
Oh yeah,
players.
I know.
And not all of those. Not all those players that you're talking about are even linked with us. Really, they're not.
No, think about it. It's the transfer window ain't even open. It's just silly season on West Ham. Is silly season.
I'm nearly at the end there anyway. We've got Simon Banza, who I've already mentioned, and Jacob Greaves, who I do believe.
Greaves is one that I think is going to Fulham, though, Gary. But he is one that we are interested in.
Yeah, he looks good.
I think he's going to Fulham. Imagine
him and Emerson in the same team. He really likes to bite into a tackle, doesn't he?
Yeah, but there's other players that I'm more this kind of this Brazilian bug that we're being mocked for at the moment. I love it.
I love it.
Nick Thornton, thank you very much. But no, this Brazilian bug. It's like, he just wants to go out there and sign a Brazilian. No,
shut
you
up.
really think that's fucking that's the logic that's gone into it? We've got a team of analysts now. We know what we want from players. You got the other defender that we're linked with now, the Brazilian defender, Vitinha, I think his name is.
Yeah.
He's a left-sided centre back, and the kid's fucking unbelievable. He was linked very, very closely linked. We're going to Barcelona a couple of seasons ago, but something happened. I'm not too sure what in his private life, and it stopped. But he is mustard, brilliant, class, top class. This is another one. So there's other players. There is a Brazilian goalkeeper we're linked with as well. Can't think of his name. There's loads of players that we are linked with. I don't think that Guilherme is going to be the last Brazilian we bring in this window.
No, I don't.
He's not
think
going
so
to be.
By the way,
Vitao, that's it. Yeah, Vitao.
By the way, Jaco, Vitao.
For so many seasons and that, I wanted to take a risk on like young up and comers that we never do. So I'm buzzing for this. Like,
me too. Yeah. No, it's definitely the right thing to do, and they all look pretty proven as well. They've all had like a season in their respective league at least, right? Yeah. Jake O'Brien, he plays for Lyon. Now Ben Rama wants to go to Lyon. I'm wondering if there could be a swap deal there.
Oh no! Well, no, that deal's done. I think they've triggered it, Ben Rama. They've triggered
There's a transfer. There's an embargo, isn't there, for them?
I don't know.
There's an embargo for Lyon. They can't sign players.
The last I saw, Lyon have triggered the deal. That was the last I read. I don't know.
Now, the last I read is that there's talk of us doing a swap with Ben Rama and one of their players. I think
that must be this guy. That must be this guy.
Maybe that's right then. Yeah.
They've got a transfer embargo at the moment, so they can't actually sign players. That was last week when I heard about that. It's been going on for about a month or two. So it's Jake O'Brien. Maybe there's something where we just give them Ben Rama and we take O'Brien.
Yeah. Well, they've got to be smart with their business. I mean, that's something that they've got to do, especially because with the Paqueta situation, I know. Look, we've still got money to spend, but not as much as what we would have had to spend had we had the ability to sell Paqueta. You know, so I do think it's exciting. And this Guilherme, what I am noticing with some of the solid links, especially some of the players that I will hopefully be able to go on and talk about, very exciting later in the week. I'm just going to say one thing: pace. I'm going to keep saying it. Pace. Guilherme, I don't know whether you've seen much of him. He's fucking rapid. And these other players that I've been pointed towards as well, wow. If we have the likes of, Kudus, Guilherme, these players, we will be a completely different proposition. Completely different. It's going to be a completely new look team next year. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm telling you. Going to be excited. I am.
Well, again, something that we've been crying out for seasons is pace. Yeah. So, and he's got the pace in bundles, and he's also powerful. And he's only he's excited at it.
That's like Kudus though. Kudus is really young and really fucking strong, isn't he? I mean, he's 23. Really but this guy, he could turn into Neymar. He might turn into something else, right? But chance on these players. Someone's got to take a chance on these players. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we were the ones who got it right? Yeah,
absolutely. No, I agree. Well, teams are taking a chance on these players now. That's the thing. I think you've got to. You can't, especially with FFP now. You're in a situation now where you have to go out. You've got to go out and get these players at the right time. You've got to run it as a business now.
Yeah,
you have to run it as a business. There's nothing else that you can do. You can't go out. We can't go out and buy Guilherme in 5 years' time when he's worth 150 million. We've got to buy him now.
No. We've got to make money to someone else. That's what we've got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I will say about this player is I haven't got massively high expectations for him off the bat. I really haven't. So a lot of people I do think are going to judge him earlier on. They are. Of course he's going to struggle when he first comes in. He's
25 million is nothing these days, Nick. It's nothing. That is what we paid 17 for Dinos, right? It was a squad player.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is he'll just need time to get to develop in. I think he'll take a few months. That's all it is. But he won't. It's very unlikely he'll be able to hit the ground running unless he's used. I'll tell you what. If he does, then it will be credit to Lopetegui because he will have. There is a massive change coming in for an 18-year-old from Brazil to England, and then the massive change in the game as well. It is a level above. So if he does come in and make an impact straight away, then that will be down to the manager, 100%. The ways sort of managed to bed him in. He is going to be fantastic, though. He is. Make no bones about it. Like I said earlier on, I made that joke on Twitter to say that I'll make a prediction, and that's he doesn't hit the ground running. He doesn't do very well initially. You know, he's going to struggle a little bit, and then everyone on Twitter will do their thing where they'll sort of start jumping on him and Tim. You know, Tim doesn't know what he's doing, and just around about that time, Gary, that's when he'll click into gear and he'll turn into Vinicius Junior. That's what he'll do.
I think anyone who does that is a bit fucking stupid and has never played a sport in their life, right? Because this is a player who's got bundles of talent, and like you said, all he needs to do is start off with some substitute appearances. That might be half the season, it might be the whole season. 20 minutes, half hours from cup games. Because hopefully Lopetegui will use the substitutions to try and affect the game, unlike Moyes.
Yeah,
I agree.
Will.
But
you know he will.
Like I don't expect it, but I've just got a feeling that he will hit the ground running because I think that he's coming in. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna. Like I said, I don't expect it, but I've got a feeling he will because he's coming in right at the start. He's having a pre-season with us, and I just honestly think that in his little substitution cameos that he'll make at first. I genuinely think he'll do it, and I don't know. I've got a good feeling about this signing. I really have.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying he's going to flop. What I'm saying is, I'm not expecting anything of him initially. I'm not. And you got to bear in mind, Mick, he's going to be competing against Bowen and Kudus in the wide areas. He ain't starting.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. I don't expect it, but I've got a feeling, just a feeling that I think that he's going to hit the ground run. I think he's going to be like he's waiting for this. Do you know what I mean? This moment, I think he's going to grab it.
And he's another one like Kudus who can play anywhere, though. You know that he can play.
What was really interesting was I did watch a show earlier on with Cal from I can't think what the channel is now. Analytical Cal. You know, he does his thing with Jack Elderson, but he is entirely focused. Not entirely focused, but he does a channel Copper. I can't think what it's called, but it's South American football. He's a South American football expert. He knows this guy, and in his opinion, he thinks that he's going to become a central player, an 8 or a 10. He said, because he can go either way. He said he's going to be a fucking nightmare for defenders. He said the trouble is if you play him out on a wide area, right or left, then they're kind of they have to go around the outside. He said, but the good thing is with this player is he can go either way. He said, so if you play him through the middle, the defenders are never going to know what the fuck he's going to do. And he's got this. It ain't just how quick he is once he gets to full tilt, it's off the mark. Literally, he shifts the ball, bang, he's fucking gone. He's absolutely gone, and he can go either way. He's going to be exciting. He really is.
And that's what I mean from the bench, Nick. From the bench, imagine when the opposition are blowing out their arse, and then that fast fucker comes on the pitch, right?
Yeah.
And starts running at tired defenders. It's going to be carnage, isn't it?
It will be. What do you think this thing with the chat's working all right, isn't it? Just flicking through.
It is, yeah. Maybe because everyone in the chat is being all polite and stuff.
Yeah.
Kudus will be a number 9, Ryan says.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. See, for me, I think I still believe it. I still think Kudus's best position is in that 10. He's another one of those players. He's unpredictable. He runs with the ball. He's mercurial. You don't know what way he's going to fucking go. He's impossible to defend against. I do sometimes feel like, even though he does get a lot of goals and amazing goals, we've seen it. I just think he could really benefit us even more from a central area. I do, but not as a striker. Not as a striker.
No.
Not as a striker.
Graves
going to Fulham. Yeah, so that's what I've heard as well.
Is he definitely going to Fulham? Is he? That's a shame.
It's hard to say definitely, isn't it? Because as you said, a week ago, we weren't getting that deal, mate. The deal was dead. Apparently, what I'm saying is that it's all paper talk, where it is just pure silly season. We've been linked with 8 players. How many other players have other teams been linked with? It's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's worse with us because of the massive fucking rebuild we've got to do. So it's gonna. I reckon we're going to have been linked with by the time this window's finished. I reckon you're going to be looking at 200-300 players.
Probably,
two to 300 players we're going to have been linked with, and 90% of them are going to be shit. Like not as in the players, but as in just links. If you got an agent and you want to, because it's a believer, and journalists as well, because it's believable. West Ham need players, so it's easy to link a player to us at the moment.
It is, but when you look at the first time that Lopetegui took over, it was literally we was linked with all the players we were linked with all the players that we've been linked with in past seasons. It's only just now that they're starting to be new players. So it is just all, regurgitation shit all the time at the moment. So that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Greaves is a funny old player. Boom, boom.
I've got I've got to I've got to try and do some transfer shows. I want to do some transfer shows, but really, there's just so much out there at the moment. It's difficult to narrow it down, isn't it?
Yeah, but but also I'm not being funny because I'm not knocking any other West Ham channel. I'm not at the minute, but I'm struggling to even watch any of it at the minute because it's just there. It seems like every day I wouldn't. That's why I would write for me personally. I'm sort of going on. If I get a bit of news, it sounds maybe a little bit different. I'll do it, and I'll give it. It's more an opinion piece, but I really don't want to sort of be going out there recycling the same shit that everyone else is talking about over and over again. Just on loop. Yeah, on loop.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's talk about the stuff we know is going to happen. Wes Foderingham is almost definitely going to join as a free transfer, as a backup, as a third keeper or fourth keeper, whatever it is. Zuma will no longer be captain, and they're looking for a buyer. Yeah, so that's good.
They've been looking for a buyer forever. That ain't going to happen. No, I don't think.
They're not going to find a buyer. He's going to end up being a squad centre half, but he won't on 125 grand a week because I think he's still got a year or two of his contract left, right? Is it a year or two? I don't know. They've agreed to let Aguerd go, and Atletico Madrid are interested. Now, if you roll down to, we're linked with that other Atletico Madrid player, that's Samu Meridian, who's actually, is that the one that's owned? Yeah, he's owned by Atletico Madrid, so there might be a deal to be done there as well.
Yeah, maybe. We'll, like I say, I don't know. I really, the trouble is with this, I'm still struggling at the moment. The Guilherme one, I knew there was something. I knew there was something in, so I got excited about that. A lot of these other ones I haven't really got. I'm not excited about it. I'm checking to try and see if there is anything in them from the few people that I do know these things, and there ain't that many solid links that have been reported yet. Anyway. I just don't know. I don't know.
Building Bonner's gone. Cresswell's been extended. Johnson and Mabama were talking about keeping them here.
Yeah,
and there was a big strong link. Well, they've got till the end of June to sort their contracts, haven't they?
Well, the Johnson one looks a bit promising. I think that this, that looks a bit like that could turn around. I don't know about the Mabama. I reckon he'll still go.
He might sign a deal and then we send him out on loan because that's what he needs. Bowen has been linked very, very strongly today with a move to Newcastle as their main target.
It's not going to happen. He ain't going to go there, is he? They can have their main target if they want. It's It's like I said, they might be able to go out and get the likes of, I don't know, maybe they could splurge and get somebody like Kudus. They probably could. If they were to offer a ridiculous amount of money, we would sell. Look, we would sell Bowen for a ridiculous amount of money. It's just I don't think the player would go.
No,
I don't think he'll go.
Even Kudus at a push, I don't know if he'd go, but it'd be ridiculous money and they would accept it. I think it's just I can't see Bowen's here for life for me. He's here unless something drastically changes. He's a lifer at West Ham.
Any footballer will. It's a job. Any footballer will go if they get offered silly money somewhere. Of course they will. They're going to.
I was watching Gogglebox the other night because I like my junk TV, right? And Danny Dyer and Danny Dyer were on there. It's a really good watch actually. And at one point she said they was alluding to the fact that if he went to play somewhere else, and Danny Dyer, to my surprise, the dad, basically said as long as he don't go Tottenham. That's the only one he's not allowed to go to.
Oh, is that
other than that, it's all his choice. So, yeah.
Dear.
So,
but he's going to say that, isn't they? I think it's more to do with her as well. Like she just, like we said before, she looks like a homebody to me.
Oh,
like
she
someone
is.
Yeah. I'll just easier.
She's a homebody, but I suppose look at it from another angle, right? She's a homebody that likes the good life. And then if Jared Bowen's in a situation where he could be offered to double his wages, do you think she's going to say no?
No, probably not. Probably not. She does like again.
I wouldn't say yeah to that because it's not like he's on shit wages now. I know you're saying about double the wages, but he's on good wages. They're living a comfortable life right now.
Oh yeah, there'll be a big sort of wag scene up in Newcastle as well, though, wouldn't there? Don't forget.
Yeah, but I think he's just more like surf with Perth and just loves the life.
I do agree with you, but I'll stick. I think he's the one player that we've got that I think we would have a chance of keeping him. At least away from somewhere like Newcastle. But there isn't another player that we've got that would not be attracted by a big money move. They would all go. All of them would.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, West Ham wise, I think that is it for news. But there's a lot going on in football at the moment, right? There's one big thing going on in football. Well, yeah, one big thing going on in football this week, and that is Man City suing the Premier League because Man City are taking the Premier League to an independent tribunal this week over their. Basically, they say that all of their 115 charges, they're largely historic when being crooked was legal, right? And they don't like they say it contravenes a competition law for associated parties to not be allowed to plunder a load of money into it, i.e., they like the idea of the original arrangement where they can get his cousin to sponsor the fucking training ground for 100 million a year and stuff like that, and count it as football income. So they're saying it contravenes competition law. Said they don't like that 14 out of the 20 clubs have to vote for something because that's the tyranny of the majority, as they put it. Fucking hell, this is like Middle Eastern law coming to here, I think. No overinflation of deals. You're not allowed to overinflate deals now, like they obviously were with that 100 million sponsorship of the training ground, right?
Yeah.
So if they lose that, then that'll be a decision without any appeal. So they're fucked. If they win it, you might as well flush away FFP.
Yeah, they're not going to. I can't see any way on earth, because what will happen there, Gary? I'm telling you now, if they come down and they batter Newcastle, what will happen is there'll be no more big investment in this country. There won't be. There'll be no more big investment. If this happens, I'm not saying
they're not going to batter Newcastle. You mean City?
City is what I'm saying. So if they batter City. Cheers, Tony. Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks, Tony.
If they do batter Newcastle or Man City or whoever it is, and they come down on owners like that, and it destroys a club, then I'm not being funny. You're going to start to see money go to other divisions. They've got to protect the Premier League, I believe. If you want it to stay the biggest club in the world, the biggest league in the world, then you've got to do that. You've got fucking Saudi out there throwing money around left, right, and centre. It will happen in another year because it's gone full circle. If you remember, the best league when I was growing up, the best league in the world was the Italian league. That's where all the best players were. And then all of a sudden it shifted over to the Premier League. You don't want that cycle to turn. It can move somewhere else.
Well, and it will just so happens we've got the best television products. Our league is by far the most exciting league, always has been, and I don't think it's necessarily to do with. It's important that we've got all the big names now, but we ain't always all of the big names in the Premier League, and it's always been a massive draw for the television companies because part of that it's the way we play football, it's the fans, it's the way football works over it. It's tribal, isn't it? Right?
But we are a million miles. We are the Super League. The Premier League is the Super League.
Yeah.
It is. Like, it ain't even fucking. It's not even fucking close. We are.
What they're doing at the moment, though, if you imagine, is they're deliberately brought these rules in. Someone said it the other day. Deliberately brought these rules in to stop Newcastle becoming Man City. What that means is it's a closed shop with a half a dozen clubs, and the other ones can never fucking get involved in that little club that they've got going. They've got the right to stay there for fucking good.
Yeah, but what do you not think, Gary? Yeah, but Gary, what I'm saying is, do you not think that if City get their own way, and they get away with this, then I'm sorry, it won't be a closed shop for very long, because if they can get away with it, then anyone else can do what they fucking want.
No. If they get away with this,
they're opening the floodgates.
And all those laws don't apply, and then it means that Forest and Everton and all those who got fucking punished for it, they could have recourse to the Premier League. So I can't see how the Premier League this independent tribunal can judge in favour of City, because it'd throw the whole thing into chaos. But I do feel that it is against competition law, because they say. I believe it is against competition law, though, because they are actively stopping Newcastle from competing at the level they could compete. with their finances.
But hang on a minute. What about Aston Villa? Aston Villa have had an amazing season this year. They finished in the Champions League.
Yeah,
because they're marginally over. They've now got to sell players, not recruit. They've got to sell players. They're not allowed.
Who is it? Who is it? They got to sell. They're going to sell to Arsenal. Is it David Luiz? Is it?
I don't know.
No, who wants him? Someone like Barcelona or someone want David Luiz. Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, he's wanted by in a cut price deal. So Arsenal are going to pull down the pants of Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if there's going to be a bidding war, then it won't be, though, will it? Because like I said, Barcelona are looking at him, or someone in Spain is looking at him.
Stephen Gold says, I just want to give you three a massive shout out for keeping broad shoulders and for keeping your heads up even when you was receiving basically loads of shit.
Cheers,
that's right. Thanks very much, mate.
Thanks very much.
We swam against the tide. We did.
You know what? I think we experienced the very worst of it, and we're fine, right? We'll do it all over again.
No, with all due respect, after what happened after the Brighton game, from that point on, I did not give a fuck. From that point, my skin had been thickened even more.
I know what Mark says there is true. FFP needs to be abolished. I agree with this. So I've got some sympathy with City, right?
It does need to be abolished.
City should be able to fucking spend whatever money their owners have got because FFP was brought around to stop clubs going out of business, right?
Yeah,
clubs with unsustainable businesses that were going into excessive debt. They basically brought in these FFP rules, and guess what? If you get found guilty of breaching them, you get fined to put you in more fucking debt. That's how much it's fucking for the protection of the clubs. Of course, it isn't.
No,
it is bullshit. It is absolute bullshit. Like, I'm not being funny, but even if they did do the FFP, they've really tightened it up. Like, someone could have an expenditure so massive, like say for example Newcastle, but they can only literally spend about, just say like for example like 5%. I'm no good with the maths, and I'm not doing that, but about 5% of their take. So they're not going to go out of business by just by spending football. So I think things should be. It's just bollocks of FFP. It just find another way of spoiling the fucking beautiful game that is football.
But the thing is, it isn't just FFP. Like all the owners of the fucking the clubs as well. They're all wankers. I mean,
they're all scummy.
I mean, I'm going to bring up something in a bit that we can discuss. But just one more thing, if we're talking about football as a general rule, as we know, Wolves basically put up an argument to say that VAR should be abolished.
Yes,
that's what they did. Do you know not one other Premier League club voted with them? Not one.
Because they
not
it.
fucking one other club.
No. So what they've voted to do is introduce significant improvements with VAR this year. Quicker decisions, refereeing decisions on the pitch will no longer will they abide by. There wasn't a clear and obvious mistake. That won't be a thing anymore. If there is a clear and obvious mistake, they will call it on VAR and give it, right? There will be semi-automated offsides this season as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. Well, I think that is the type of thing that should be automated. I mean,
that should lead to quicker decisions, right?
All this drawing a line crap that's got to stop. But yeah, so the thing that I was going to bring up, okay, I had a call or a message earlier on the network, just chatting to someone who let their season ticket go this year for the first time forever. They've just had enough, basically. So they won't be going back. But he said his daughter's been on the waiting list for 4 years to get another season ticket. He said obviously it's null and void now. He said,
bastards.
But he said it's all null and void now. But can I don't know of anyone that was on that season. Bearing in mind, you have to pay £10 to get yourself on this mythical fucking waiting list, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay £10 to get yourself on the list. I don't know one person that's been contacted for a replacement season ticket. Now, every single year, season tickets become available because people don't renew. It just so happens that this year, 4,000, which is like the equivalent of the entire fucking lower Bobby Moore stand, of not renewed. Now, I don't know if this is 100% true, so please don't shoot me at the moment. But from what I've been told, Gary, the full 4,000 are not going to be available for season tickets again. They're going to try and keep a portion back. So they're shrinking the amount of season ticket holders. So what fucking right have they got to do that? To make you pay to go on a waiting list? You're never ever. They're taking money off you. You're never going to get invited to buy a fucking season ticket.
Can I just say, right? It sounds like they've put a hold. If she's been on the waiting list for 3 years, there have been season tickets for the last 3 years available.
Yeah.
No fucking way a seat didn't come available in 3 years, right? No fucking way whatsoever. So they must have put a lock on concession prices a couple of seasons ago and say no new concessions. I bet they did. I bet 100%. They fucking did.
Yeah.
So they've been preparing us for this. They're trying to get every penny out of us. And this is another reason why this FFP, or whatever you want to call it now, whatever the latest acronym is a load of bollocks, because they're talking about football generated revenues. That is giving the clubs the justification to go out there and rinse the fans, right? Even though the season ticket rises that they're putting through this year are worth only a couple of million quid. Fucking Danny Ings's wages for about 10 or 12 weeks, right?
Yeah, no.
Well, it is a fucking piss take. There is no value to the fans at all as far as this club, especially our club, is concerned. They don't even like the fucking fans, right? They don't like them. They respond when we get on their back a little bit and give them a load of grief, usually justifiably, because they're pricks.
Budgie's been on the phantom list for 4 years now, and he's never been invited to get on the seat. There you fucking go. It's bullshit.
Yeah, so
they just went out grabbing money off of.
So how old are you, Budgie? I'm assuming
it would be a concessionary
ticket, right? So you're on a season ticket. So those dirty bastards have been holding off from handing out concessionary tickets, knowing full well they were going to copy Spurs. Wolves are doing it as well. Other clubs are doing it. Gio said the other day, right? This is something we should get fucking angry about. It really is, because it's like the next Bond scheme, right? You were talking about, have you got season tickets? Did you go and get season tickets? Because you were going to bring like Ben along, and they were talking about you'd have to pay another $1,000 or whatever it is your ticket for Ben, right? Did you do it in the end?
No. So I haven't yet. I still might. I'm into my. It isn't the money. It isn't the money. It's but do you know what? It's the biggest problem that I've got is, does Ben want to do it every week? Because I just don't know anymore, because the experience of going over there in the past 3 years, even though we're getting excited with the new players that we're linked with now, it's been such a fucking drag. Going over there, that's the effect that this last period has had on many fans, not everyone, on many fans. That's a sad thing. So will I do it? Yeah, I will. I will if I can. I will if I can. But is it right that I should be going out there? I mean, bear in mind, Ben had a baby now. He's 15, so he's as tall as me.
So he's only got another 3 years of concessions anyway.
So it ain't like he's an 8-year-old. It ain't like he's an 8-year-old. He's going to be standing on his seat and have to pay full price for. But nonetheless, it isn't fucking fair. If you're say I don't know, say you got fucking twins. You got two, like, because I've been taking Ben and Lee over there since they was like 2. So you literally you take them over. They weren't even in their seat half the time. You're holding them. Do you know what I mean? And that they were. What was their seats when I was taking them over to go? It was just over 100 quid, wasn't it? I think it was. They was about 100 quid, 120 quid. That's all I was paying for them for the first few years. But now you can't do that. Imagine that with kids. You can't go spending $2-3 grand on fucking season tickets for what, 19 games a year. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
This is what Nick says.
That their own stadium, like, you know what I mean? You said before, you can understand it from people like Spurs and Arsenal.
Budgie's, hang on. Budgie's 62.
Budgie's 62, so it wasn't a concessionary ticket. Fucking hell. They've moved that up to 67, by the way. They're reflecting the retirement age where you get state pension, which is fucking bollocks, right? It's nothing to do with football.
Yeah,
nothing to do with football.
Yeah, but that's proof. That's proof, by the way, that this is a fucking phantom thing. He's been on that list for 4 years. He ain't had a phone call.
They've just been taking fucking tenors off of people, haven't they?
Bullshit. Yeah. It is. It is. So, yeah, I'm not...
It's all they're doing, as you fucking well know, is all they're doing, because Sean confirmed this as well, is all they're doing is reducing year on year the number of season ticket holders that are out there, right? They would rather have, a steady base, I reckon, of 20,000, 30,000 maybe season tickets, no more, and sell the other tickets on a match day, because they make a fucking fortune out of those other tickets. They do. And what this is going to lead to is... You might be a season ticket holder and be familiar with everybody that stands around you, but eventually you're just going to have fucking day trippers next to you every single game, right?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
They pay $120 in Australia just to be a West Ham International member.
How fucking ridiculous.
Hell, really?
Yeah. Look, there he is.
Yeah.
How disgusting is that?
That's wrong, James. That's wrong.
And disabled.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what they're doing with disabled fans, Adam. I'm
Well,
not too sure.
I think it'll be next
I'm not,
in line, Nick.
yeah,
You know,
it is bad.
I wouldn't
though.
put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them, would you? Fucking hell. I mean, they're just honestly, it is sickening what they're doing. It really is. And that concessionary game.
But I think going back to what you said earlier, though, Gary, I do think it is important to reiterate that this isn't just a West Ham problem.
It's not just a West Ham problem.
This is a Premier League problem.
Premier League.
If you want to have a little look, go and have a look on Wolves' social media at the moment. Wolves social media, they are going fucking mental. Their fans at the moment.
Deceiving. Yeah,
they are, and you're also getting the same up north. So if you go to sort of Everton and even Liverpool fans as well, they are not happy with what's happening. It's coming in everywhere. So there is going to be something happening, Gary. I've not spoken to you about it yet, but
they've got justification. They've got justification for this now, and you know what FIFA are going to pass very soon, right? They're going to pass the ability for every football team to play one of their league games overseas every season. You can see where this is going, right?
Well, it won't matter. But you know something?
That they were going to do that, to be fair to you. But let me ask you a question, yeah? And what is the difference that why people in England and that the clubs up their prices, but you get people in Germany, like the Bayern Munich, that are literally half of
the reason for that,
51% of the clubs out there.
But also the reason for that is because they're sensible. Because as Gary said earlier on, these price increases that they've done doesn't even pay for a fucking quarter of Danny Ings' wage. It means fuck all. It means nothing. No. So the actual price, especially in the Premier League, I mean, you're talking about the Bundesliga and they look after their fans, where it probably would help the teams even more if they made more money out of it. But in the Premier League, gate receipts do mean really fuck all. That's why you can have a Bournemouth who get about 15,000 fans competing with everyone else for players, because the actual money that you get in off the gate revenue, it isn't really important in the grand scheme of things. So to do what they're doing is disgusting. It really is. And surely, but surely if you were running a club, right? Surely if you were running a club, you would want to attract. You'd want that boiling pot atmosphere. That's the one thing that you'd want. You'd want that boiling pot atmosphere because that adds to the success on the pitch. It does. If you make it a fortress, it adds to the success on the pitch. And that's where I think they've got this so fucking wrong. Because if you do end up with a pick and mix of fans that don't know each other, tourists with diehards and this, that, the other, you will lose that completely. It will be gone. It's already...
You're just saying, right, that how much money the gate receipts is. But then John's just put up a comment there. If you look, saying about... We've got the highest wage there, right? Saying about England wages are sky high. But surely if you're looking someone like Bayern Munich, surely they ain't got no little wage bill on their hands. But yet they can still charge half price for the tickets than what England teams do.
But John, what is it that you're saying? I mean, look, obviously the increases, the annual increase you could take. The annual increase you could take. But I'm assuming you're not in favour of removing concessions because obviously you've got a concession for Freddie. So would you? So people that want to start going over there now, if they've got kids that are sort of 8, 9, or 10, they've now got to pay full price for their tickets. Yeah, that's not fucking right. It doesn't matter what way.
Can I just recite something to you? Can I recite something to you? This is how the Bundesliga have got a rule, 50+1 rule. It's called, and that means the members of a club, i.e. the fans. They hold 50% of the shares plus one more vote, meaning the fans have a majority say in the running of their football clubs, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's never going to happen over here, Gary.
Of course it won't.
Never going to.
But that is why I love Germany and the way they do football. If you could give me a design, I'd go for that one.
Yeah, but it's Aaron's too far gone now, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, I do think that we will arrive at the stage eventually. I think we're seeing it now, where the Premier League will eat itself. It'll get too greedy, and it will fucking implode.
It will crash
it'll crash. You know, because the governing bodies who are making all the money out of the Premier League being as big as what it is, off the back of the likes of Man City spunking fuckloads of money, and now coming down on them saying you can't spend that much money. Actually, well, I'm not being funny. It will all go full circle. It will.
It's a quick way to force these teams into a European Super League or a World Super League. You know he's coming, right?
I actually don't care. I don't care. Also,
no, nor do I. As long as West Ham ain't part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a fucking part of it. I want to be in the little old league that gets left behind, you know. But without that, I mean, what are we getting out of Sky? About 130 million or something this year? It is the majority of our revenue, or it's a big, large chunk of our revenue when you add it all up together, right? And we couldn't survive without that, given the wage bill. We'd be in shtuck. So if that suddenly goes, you know, if that Sky deal or the TV deal in general just went tits up overnight, if there was suddenly the appeal for football worldwide, because there's a boundless appetite for football at the moment, right?
Did you see, Gary? Do you see this from? Do you see this from Happy?
16 quid for the Burnley game and 36 quid for Liverpool. That is a piss take, because that's what they want to do. And you know they would have sold that Liverpool ticket, Kerry. They would have sold that for fucking 90 or 100 quid. Yeah. And they pocket the difference. They're dirty bastards what they're doing with that. And they're actually forcing you to fucking put your ticket on there.
They're threatening you. They say if you don't put your ticket on it, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, well, I go to games anyway, but there's a lot of people who can't.
You go on like the watch list where like you could been told not to renew your season ticket in that. Yeah, what's John saying?
No, he said he said not removing concessions. I do agree. I do agree with what he's saying there to a degree. Look, at the end of the day,
what did he say?
He's saying, look, in the Premier League, you can't expect for season ticket prices to never go up.
No. I'm not talking about my own. Listen.
But going back to the argument, though, to do that, and you say about how much Premier League teams get from Sky TV. Bundesliga clubs are getting nowhere near that. They ain't getting 130 million a year to be on there. So, does that counteract it? Does it balance it out for the pricing and that? Like, would it be
they've got
even?
Largely
there you go, Gary. Corral. Look.
Mickey, they've got a largely uncompetitive league, right? You sold a ticket Newcastle going 20. Yeah, it's fucking mental. So they've made out of you. They've made 47 quid.
Is so bad.
You know that when you the thing that really bugs me, right? Because I don't care if my season ticket goes up, as long as it don't go up a fucking ridiculous amount, right? It's gone up. They come out with a dodgy explanation for it. Fine, right? It went up. I can swallow it. But I do care about the people who can't afford it, and I do care about the people who, how are you going to bring a kid now? It's only going to be the kids from a family who can afford to pay for two adults that are going to take those kids along to football. Imagine if you remember when we sat in the upper tier and we had that fucking reams of kids, like a football club next to us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like they were there for the 100 quid tickets, right? And what happens is, if you go back to the bond scheme in the like late 80s or early 90s, whatever it was, what they decided to do was try and sell a bond for every single seat at Upton Park, right? Every single one. And what they said was, their attitude was, well, if you want to see a game in future, you just have to wait for someone to die, and basically you can buy a bond, or you can buy their bond or something like that, right? They were locking out the club under the last ownership but one, were willing to lock out youngsters forever, right? And what they're doing now is they're doing a similar thing, because you're not going to get the youngsters who are going to come to game after game after game and become absolutely obsessed with West Ham, like we all have, and like a lot of people who are watching this all have. How do you get that? You get that through going to see West Ham, watching them all the time, Without that experience, I don't think I would have got so,
And Gary, we've just been waxing lyrical about German football. 60% of the TV revenue in Germany goes to Bayern Munich.
I'm not talking about the German authorities. I'm talking about the clubs, the way the clubs are run. Yeah. That's a fact. And in Spain as well, it goes largely to Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Well, that's rotten for a start.
Well, yeah, but
that's corrupt as shit.
Yeah.
But if there wasn't this 14 club voting rule that Man City want to get rid of, it would be going to Arsenal and City and United and all those, right? We'd be getting fuck all out of it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh, I don't know. It just feels like there's always something. But like I said, I will reiterate, it isn't just a West Ham thing, and there is going to be something on this as well. I've got to set us up with a meeting, Gary. Basically, there is a bit of a movement happening, and like I said, it isn't just West Ham either. I do think that if it is a league-wide thing with all fans, then it will be powerful. Then you might have a chance of affecting something.
Yes.
So if it's all fans of all the clubs, if they're all aligned, then you might get your own way.
They showed
Kind
that
of like
with
what
the
they did
European
with the
Super League. The
Yes.
club.
Yeah.
Sorry, girl. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. That is true. The fans still have the power, but only when we're together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shocks them. It shocks them into doing something.
Yeah.
It does.
It does.
Right, gentlemen, we've been on for an hour. We said we was going to do an hour on this because I've got to be up at 5 in the morning to do
Yeah.
to do my morning show. So, is there anything else you want to touch on before we go?
Well, any questions in the chat?
Yeah, go on. Should we do 10 minutes of questions? If you got any questions, throw them in there now. We'll do another 10. We'll do another 10 minutes.
Yeah. So it's honestly just reading those numbers in the in the comments from Kerry and from Corral.
Yeah.
That just confirms my suspicions, right? I always knew that was happening, but I didn't realize it was quite so much margin. They're literally charging. They're making triple. They're making double what they're giving you.
Absolutely.
That's what they're doing.
Dougie Montana says we can't win the Premier League. It's well and truly under the globalist world. Garino says Euro predictions. There you go. Go on. Let's talk about. Let's get off of West Ham and go to the Euros.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was going to be who's going to win it. For winning it. I've got Spain. I reckon Spain is there. I think they're going to win the Euros.
Spain is strong.
So
I did enter
two predictions. League, by the way. Two predictions. How far are England going to go and the winner? So you said Spain. How far do you think England will go, Mick? Semis. Gary?
Yeah.
You know what? I got a bit of a funny feeling about England this year. I mean, I think we might get to the final. I'm glad to see that he's dropped a lot of the deadwood, and he's bought a lot of young, exciting players.
He ain't dropped Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire was injured. He was injured. That's why he ain't gone.
No. He's all right for England, isn't he?
He's good, yeah.
I also predict that Italy won't make it out the group stage.
That'll please Louis.
But I do actually fancy Italy to win it this year. That's my prediction. Yeah. I do fancy them to win it.
Holland are never going to win a tournament again. Also, they're not going to do it.
No.
Yeah.
They're soft underbelly they got, aren't they?
Right, Gary. Jonathan Boyce says, question based on the links on the there's so many links of players. What do you think our team's going to look like, and are you excited?
I'm really fucking excited because the one thing I really like, if I could take the feature of football that I like the most, it is a player getting their head down and running at another player with pace.
Yeah,
that's why I love Kudus so much. It sounds like we're going to bring lots of players in who can do that. That is right up my street. I don't give a fuck about the tippy-tappy nonsense. I want someone to beat a player, run at them, get down the line, get the ball in for a big fuck-off striker crash. Anyhow. Yeah.
Right, Ryan Kareem says, for how long does Pac-Man's release clause exist? Right, this is an interesting one. Is an interesting one. From how I understand it, I think it expires.
Yeah, this summer.
I think it expires. Yeah. I think that's why there's been such a push to get it done. Now, look, that doesn't mean it. At the end of the day, you know, this is why I don't see the sense in it, because it was an 85 million release clause. We weren't going to accept 100 million for him, which is only another 15 million. So I don't think the release clause matters, but I do think that clause does expire. However, are people going to pay that much money for Paqueta now? Because shit sticks, even if he ain't guilty. You know, it's he's damaged goods now. It's a bit like with Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney ain't going to go for fucking 60, 70, 80 million now, is he?
No, you got to see the outcome, and if he's completely exonerated, then I dare say there will always be a shadow following him around, a black cloud following him around. He's not going to go for that money anymore.
I feel terrible for him because I think I love it. I love him as a player. I really do.
Yeah, so do I. But at the same time, if they've got evidence and they prove that he's cheated, then that's bad, right?
Yeah, no, I know.
Right. By the way, on that subject, I'm recording episode 2 of with John Kamei. Kamei. Go on, Nick, say it. It's French.
Camille.
Yeah, there you go, John.
John Camille. He's got it. That's it. Yeah.
We're going to see you in it this time.
Going to see me in it this time. It's going to fucking hell. It's going to be I can't believe that. It's going to be at high noon tomorrow, and I'm going to release it tomorrow around about 4 or 5.
Cool.
High noon.
Yeah, we're gonna move it on and talk about the 3 parties involved. So And so that's it, the FA, West Ham, and Paqueta, and we're going to talk about the what they've got to do and the potential ramifications and all sorts of stuff like that, right? So again, it's taking what we discussed last time onto the next level.
Good.
So if you enjoyed that, you'll enjoy this.
Good stuff. Right, Paul Millsy Mills, Micky, you can have this one. The Euro Golden Boot. Who's winning that?
I think you got to go for the usual suspects, either like Harry Kane or Mbappe. I can't say his name.
Mbappe.
So yeah, it probably is going to be killing Mbappe. Oh, fuck you! You know I'm talking about.
Kane will be up there.
Yeah, but he disappointed me last time. I think he took him about 4 games before he got 1 goal, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he did come on strong at the end, but
yeah, I think everyone's. I mean,
Skamaka top goal scorer. He's so biased. He's so biased, Louis.
If his bet comes in, he's won like 33 grand if his bet comes in. Good luck to you, though, Lou.
Has he really put that bet on?
He stuck a 20 quid on it, so I think that he gets a lot of money if it comes in. So good luck to you.
That's not an outrageous bet.
You can never rule Italy out because of the way they can defend, and the same goes for Spain. Even though they're a bit more of a tippy tappy these days, aren't they? They can still defend like bastards. Difficult to break down, but don't forget this tournament's in Germany. Don't rule out the Germans, and I reckon Wirtz can end up getting the golden boot.
Right, question for Nick from Mac. If West Ham strikers were as accurate as their fans' predictions, would they ever miss a shot?
No.
No. Of course they wouldn't. Right, where have we got any others?
That's to me.
That's not right.
It's nice, isn't it?
That's to me, that is.
Yeah. Portugal. Portugal, I think, have had their day, ain't they? I think it's going to be a Cristiano Ronaldo show again, isn't it? And he's a bit, getting a bit past it now, isn't he?
Oh, there you go. We've discussed this, Leo. Any recent contract news from Obama and Johnson? So X has released, he's updated everyone to say that they're confident. They're confident now that they can get something done for both players, which is really good news, I think. Especially, well, no, for both players. I think for both players. We haven't seen. I'm not saying that Obama is guaranteed to be a first team. I'm not saying that, but I'm sure there's a player in there. I don't want to see any of these players go until I'll tell you what. Give them a chance to work under a coach. Let's see what happens. Give him another season at least.
It'd be interesting to see Obama, who was played as part of a front two, to see him played in a team where they're aiming for him, where they're aiming to give him service, right?
Yeah. Should I lay my toaster flat to do cheese on toast?
No, you kill yourself.
No,
There's fucking cheese will all drip into the grill,
does not
Thomas.
Work.
No, it works.
You stick it in the grill. You stick it in the grill. That's what you do.
If your grill ain't working, you can do it in there. Yeah,
you can't do that to your toaster. That's ridiculous.
How much I've done it, you could do it,
mate.
Don't
do it. Don't
do
it,
you can't.
mate.
Do it in the microwave. Cheese melts in the microwave in 45 seconds.
You can't put your bread in the microwave. It ain't going to go to toast,
if you don't, you don't leave it in there too long. It's like 40, 30 seconds, depending on the power of your microwave, right? Because cheese melts really quickly in the microwave.
Micky's the type of bloke that cooks fucking kippers in his kettle, isn't he? I reckon. That's what he does.
What's wrong with that?
I reckon he does, yeah.
I'm surprised I even said that. Kippers in your kettle.
Anyway, look, that's it. I think we'll
hold on. Can I just say one thing?
Go on then.
Just to the members, Claret and Brew members, if you've not seen it, it's free to join, but we are doing a dream team league.
Yes.
That is, I think it said here, it's free to join. If you want to circle app and that, check it out. There's a good few people in it already, and it's going to be a good laugh, I reckon, just for over the Euros. And even Gary's done a team. I just got to try and get Nick to do a team now.
I don't do it either. I don't do it. I never do fantasy league. I've done it this time.
Yeah, if you do want to sign up, to our network, you just go into Google, claret-and booze.circle.so. Job done. Go in, and there's a sign up button down the bottom, and that's it. You're in. That is it. Right. Okay. I think that worked well with the chat.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
I didn't like it because I like doing stuff.
You don't.
It's like make my trip redundant. You won't be able to see me there next season.
It works though, doesn't it? It works.
Yeah.
It just scrolls up. It's fine.
Also, if you're watching this video, we never say it, right? We never say it, but help us. You'll notice that you just watched this show, which is an hour and a bit long. If you're watching it tomorrow, you'll notice you only saw adverts at the beginning and the optional ones at the end. You don't even have to watch, right?
Gary, there are never any. What people don't realise is people get. Thank you very much for the super chats because that means a lot. But when we do these laborious 3-hour, 4-hour Sunday night shows, they're never monetized because you do get pence from fucking from the adverts, but you can't we can't run ads on the live shows because you know what, we don't want to dilute what we do, so we do swear. We want it to be natural. We don't give a shit. We fucking say what we want. And the adverts, people don't like it. So so that's what we do. So give us a thumbs up and stuff like that.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe
if you wouldn't mind.
That's it, because we will always keep it real. Do you know what I'm saying, Brev?
I have a Fanta.
We'll always keep it real. I ain't fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, would you make out of it? A better $5. I'd rather fucking swear. Out of heads.
Yeah.
No, twice is actually what we do. It's our vocabulary.
I know. But but I'd rather keep it. I'd rather keep it natural. But the whole reason we did this was so that it could just be like a normal, relaxed talk how we normally talk down the pub.
Yeah, we just talk about football, don't we? And we do swear a lot, like in our normal lives.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, right. That is it. Thank you very much. Where are we? Should we? I haven't got all the fancy on this. Just have to do it the normal way. See you later on, everyone. See you in the morning.
See you later. Kevin Ewens.
Bye.